right, folks. That's always a tough way to start the show, Coach, because I'm always standing up clapping, and then I got to sit down real quick to start the show. But welcome back, folks, to the Tiger Sports Show at home edition, as neither Tren or I are on the road to McCook today, but we're doing it as a pre-game to the Tigers football game at McCook. We're going to touch on other Tiger athletics this week as well, but let's get straight to that football game. Tren, what are your thoughts as the Tigers head west, first road game of the year?
Well, McCook's always tough. They're probably a little cranky after the last couple of years, and but you always make your biggest improvement after week 1 to week 2. We saw a lot of good things from Johnny. I think it's Ware. We'll have to check on that pronunciation. Weary. Yeah, we saw a lot of good things. What? Warwick, yeah. Okay. Saw a lot of good things from Johnny, the sophomore quarterback. I don't have a roster. And but then we saw some sophomore-like things. Wyrick is what Tate says. So and they just need to keep improving. We had a lot of new faces who are older kids, juniors and seniors, that were stepping in to fill some big shoes, and first game jitters, and against a big Class A team. So,
all right. Well, we'll see tonight. That would obviously be to the Tigers' advantage. This is the season opener for McCook. So if you get that 1-2 jump, hopefully it plays the Tigers' way. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about that game, and then help you folks jump off of here and get on the McCook feed to watch that game. Or if you're at the game watching us on your phones, put that phone away and start cheering for the Tigers. Let's run down a little bit what we've seen from the other Tiger sports, because that's a difference from this week. We've got a lot of things going on. Let's start with softball. I saw you out there for the big Grand Island doubleheader. What's been going on with Tiger softball?
Oh, you never miss a Grand Island game. That's my number one rule. Tigers they've had 4 games since the last show last Friday. They swept Grand Island 12-2 and 9-1. They had a double duel with Beatrice Norris and our friends from Grand Island Northwest. Beat Beatrice 14-6 and Norris 15-6. So softball ladies are on fire to start the year, which a lot of high expectations for them. And so far, we're just bashing the ball around the yard.
Yeah, scoring a lot of runs. I checked the newspapers, ranked number 2 in Class B. World Herald has them number 3 regardless of class. A lot of mixing between the A and B this year. Softball really feels like the top teams in those 2 classes can really battle. Some big weeks individually for some of the Tiger girls. Who was that?
Well, Kaylin Schultz, good old number 9 3-hole hitter. She had herself a week. She went 13 for 15 with 4 doubles, 6 homers, and 17 RBIs. Those are video game numbers right there. She had Saturday against Northern. What?
Why is anyone pitching to her, Tren? Why is anyone pitching to her? That's what I want to know.
Not sure, but as long as the girls, P. Hud, Peyton Hudson, and Melina and Delaney are hitting behind her, they're going to have to. And if Sammy's still doing her job in front of her. But we'll just see how it happens. G.I. didn't pitch to her at the end. He made the choice to walk her and walk in the run. So, but
I tell you, somebody hands me a softball team next week, I'm walking her.
Yeah, but it's just funny because she's doing a great job of bashing the ball. All the girls are. The lineup is just deep. They're going 1 through 9 almost with power. You got the table setters at the bottom who are getting on base. The 2 transfers, Breckner. I think it's Alyssa. I should know. I have her class. I'm going to have to check on that next Tuesday when I ask her. And then you've got Emma Langren. And then you have Mac Long at the bottom. And we know Mac Long has some power. And then you got the speed up at the top with Sammy and KK. And then you definitely have the Bash sisters in the middle with P. Hud, Peyton, Hudson, Molina, who looks like she's really healthy. She had a bunch of homers. So, and then the pitching's P. Hud, Peyton, and Faith. And they're dealing. They're two different pitchers. One's speed and throw it right by you. Hudson's got a lot of movement on hers. And they really fit well together.
Of course, a lot of those girls back from the state runner-up team. I'm sure their goal is to find a way to a trophy that's just a little bit bigger this year. So people will want to get out and watch that great group of Tigers. They're on the road tomorrow. They're heading to one of my favorite softball venues, Doris Bear in Lincoln. They're playing in the Lincoln Public Schools tournament, which always features just some great softball. We'll play Norfolk, Lincoln Southwest, and Malcolm. Don't sleep on that small town Malcolm team. That's a very good team as well. So should be a big day of softball tomorrow for the Tigers. On to boys tennis. Did you see boys tennis at all?
Nope. I watch them practice.
Nope. All right. I went by. Braden Schramm is back, state medalist for us, looking to lead the way. I got to tell you, the boys tennis is my pick this fall for most improved team. Now, yesterday against Lex, the numbers didn't quite show it. They got beat 8-1. I was kind of thinking they might win 3-4 matches in that. But Coach Sunderman, he's always building a tournament team. So watch him as he kind of figures out, okay, who should be slotting in those doubles and who should be slotting in those singles. He always puts together a team that gets better come tournament time. So we'll see. Those boys will be over at Grand Island tomorrow for the Grand Island Central Catholic Invite. We'll see if they look a little better in a tournament setting. The golfers, girls golfers, Tren, you got any results on them? I can't find anything on the girls golfers.
I know they went on the road today because when I was pulling in the parking lot, they were leaving. So I can report they went somewhere.
They went to Kearney.
Yeah. I can report
they were over in Grand Island for the Donovan invite earlier this week. But boy, I could use some sources on the girls golf team to get me results. So if anybody out there has girls golf connections, let me know. Did you watch volleyball last night when they were over in York? That was a tough one.
Yeah, I watched it on the York's Drive. We took the first set. We won the first and the third. York won the second, the fourth, and the fifth. They have Macy Shireman, a big cannon on her. I was impressed the way they played. They played great defense with Coach Susie's first game out as head coach. The sophomore Lainey Benson is the libero for the Tigers, and she is an up machine. She is a dig machine like that I haven't seen for a couple of years. And I love my volleyball, but she was getting. They kept commenting on how she was digging Shireman and stuff, and then they served really well. Shaw had a good game. Maddie Hilgendorf playing the middle. She had a nice slide to win the first set, and it was a good night for them. York's rated 6 preseason. They have a lot of weapons.
Yeah, that was a top 10 opener. I know the girls and Coach Susie would have liked to finish that off. Hopefully they can learn a little about when you get somebody down, to keep that boot on them a little bit. But it's a team very athletic, Tren. I've been in through practice. They're just athletic girls all over that gym. So I really think we'll see some good things. Hilgendorf and Shaw led the Tiger attack in hitting yesterday, but it was really well balanced. The stats were really, really pretty even around. And that fits with what I'm seeing at practice. Lot of athletic girls. I talked to some of the young girls. The reserves and JVs lost too. So they'll all be kind of looking to bounce back. I know the varsity at least, and I bet the JV is heading to Seward next week for a triangular. It'll be Seward and then AC and us. Adams Central might as well just drive out with us. All drive into Seward and we'll play them out there. And then the girls will go for another 5-set match at McCook next week. McCook lost to Lex the other night. So hopefully the girls get back on the winning track, and I'm sure the reserves and the the JVs will be headed out there too. So big week of volleyball, but no home opener yet. We're still a ways from volleyball home opener. I know sometimes the volleyball season feels like it gets off to a slow start because, of course, they'll be playing into November. Softball needs to be done by what, October 9th?
Yeah, softball wrap up regular season by the end of September. I saw the softball open or the volleyball home openers in a couple weeks, so they're on the road a little bit. So.
Our producer Tate, who's now back in the time zone, has some girls' golf results. He's always better on the Google machine than I am. He says Monday at that Donovan Trumbull invite, the girls were 5th out of 9 teams, and Anna Brandt led the way for the Tigers. She was 7th, so a medalist. So good to see us getting up in the medals. I know we got a lot of young girls figuring out their way a little bit, and I'm sure we're here to hear things from girls' golf. I went out to cross country. Last night. It was hot, Tren. It was hot. I was glad you weren't out there running.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been running very far. I was sitting inside last night. I didn't even go to JV softball, so I called that good and followed it on Game Changer. So,
all right. Well, my wife is also helping here. She's handing me straight off of her Facebook. You know, she's good at that Facebook. She's got the boys' results. They only ran 3,000 meters last night. They cut it down from 5,000.
Well, that's good.
Kevin Vaughn led the way for the Tigers. Really strong. Looked really strong at the end. Evan Struess, Vinny Condry, Kyle Seabrass, and Ray Riley running at the front for the boys. Now, I'm sure Coach Rosno is still figuring out who his varsity people are going to be down the line, but that was a good finish by them. I don't know how to make the girls come up here. Maybe my wife will come back through, but I know, you know who won on the girls' side, Trenner? Who do you think?
Cowbell.
Kellen Henry Perlick, yeah. Moving over from softball, Kellen, a new face on the cross-country scene. I tell you, she ran tough, Tren. I know it was a shortened race, but I was at about 2,000 yards. Now, I wasn't running. I was just standing. But I was at 2,000 yards, so with about 1,000 to go, I would say Kellen was about, at least 10 yards back, at least 30 yards back. And she was headed for the hill out there at Brickyard. And so Coach Rosno is coaching her up. I always like to be close to where Coach Rosno is. He wants those short steps. He wants her climbing the stairs. And she didn't really cut the gap any. And I thought, well, first race, Kel is just not ready to go get her. It was a Donovan girl out front. And so Kel goes up with her and doesn't really cut it. And I didn't really think of anything. And then here come the boys finishing, and then pretty soon here it comes, and it is a race. And Kellen clipped the Donovan girl right at the end. So she was not only our number one runner, but was the number one runner at the meet. I've got some others here. Lily Wildhelm, who is right with Kellen along for most of the time. Reagan Shoemaker had a great day. Carla Escoboza Perez really ran well, and then Abby Fielder with Kernan Bierman right behind her. So, you know, again, that doesn't mean those are our varsity kids, but they sure ran well last night in what's really kind of a glorified scrimmage with just a few small towns in the area.
Wow.
I think we got some highlights from last night. Yeah, there we go. This is down at the finish. Yeah, there's Lily coming in. Well, there's the race at the end for the girls. This clips are a little out of order. That's okay, but that was Kellen getting her at the end. A great job there. So that was exciting. Exciting for the cross-country kids. They ran that thing at 7:15, Tren, and I'm telling you, the humidity, I checked on it. It registered tapioca. That was the level it was at. It was tapioca humidity.
It was pretty thick.
It was thick. It was thick. I had trouble walking up the hill, much less running. All right. Well, let's get back to football because it's getting close to kickoff time. Before we get to the varsity, JV has Seward at home on Tuesday, home football game for people to get out to right behind the school. And then the ninth graders are going double dipping this week. Did you know that? They've got
Didn't know
Central
that.
Catholic on Tuesday and North Platte on Thursday. So they're going to get off and get going. And I tell you, I'm hearing around the hallway, I'm hearing good things about the young footballers. I think those teams are going to be pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah, I know they're really enthused about the sophomore class. And then the freshman has a name that we know that we're going to get to know really well. Josh Cole's kid, former Tiger State champ. He's a freshman. I saw him scrimmage with the Sophies. He's just a ball of thunder is what he is. Tough to bring down.
Yeah, I would assume he runs with a little bit of an edge. That would be my scouting report on him before I've even seen him, that he might have a forward lean to him. Well, that'll be exciting. It's always exciting to see the young Tiger guys. And, of course, tonight, people who switch over to the McCook YouTube are going to be seeing some young Tiger guys. What do you think the keys are tonight for the Tigers? What do they have to improve from last week?
They just have to take care of the ball. We had a lot of bad snaps. Johnny starts the game like 7 for 7. Of course, we were throwing a lot of short passes. I don't think they're going to put Johnny in good position to do good things, and not in Lincoln North Star sort of forced him to push the ball downfield, and then we just have to block the middle. We had troubles with their big defensive lineman, Class A school, probably a little bigger size. And we just need to block and get the ball. We saw what Dreer can do. I don't even know what Dreer this is. There's so many of them.
Bo now.
Bo knows. Yeah, so Bo, and then there's a couple sophomores. And then we have the big kid. We got to get the big kid to run a little lower.
Oakland?
Yeah, Oakland. Smith. Just got to get him to run a little lower. He's 195 for a reason. Get your weight behind you and go, young man. But they just got to limit mistakes. We had snap problems. We threw a pick 6. But Bo Dreer did some Bo Dreer type things. So this is what we've been waiting to see with Bo.
I thought the defense last week was pretty solid. I think we just need that kind of effort again.
Yeah, the defense, I think they're really confident in their secondary. I think that's the strength. And then we've added those guys at the linebacker with Oakland, Smith, and and then there's a couple young sophomores, which I should have done more prep on football. But there's a couple young sophomores playing linebacker that really I was excited about. I wish I could remember his name.
This is Blaine Hammock.
Yeah, if producer could put that name up there. He wasn't here, so producer's not going to know anything because he was in Pennsylvania. But there's some young sophomores that I was really excited to see that I didn't know about, and then there was a freshman place kicker, which I knew nothing about. Mr. Verton. So I just think, and I like the defense. We did everything, and we were right in that game. They had a 66-yard run. The Red Seas split open, and he was gone. So they just got to get some things figured out.
All right. Well, we're looking for improvement from game 1 to game 2. Looking for a little better ball handling. And we're looking for people to gain experience because that's what young teams do. All right. The link is in the comments. If that helps people to find it, you can see there. Or if you just go to YouTube and search McCook Public Schools, we'll also have it on the Hastings Tigers Facebook and Twitter feed. So you can go watch that game out at McCook. Tren, you got a prediction? What's your prediction for tonight?
I'd like to say Tigers win, but I'm nervous. But I'm just looking for improvement. I'll just put that. So Tigers softball, big.
3 in a row we've won against McCook.
Yeah,
3 in a row.
Yes. Yeah, we got to keep that going. We had good memories the last time we were there in 2019. Some of us wish we would have went to that game, and we didn't get to that game.
Here's my prediction. 4th straight by 4. Tigers by 4. Tigers by 4 tonight.
Tiger softball.
I'm putting it on.
I'm on the Tiger softball bandwagon. They have a big one at at York on Tuesday.
Yeah.
York,
All right.
York always
Well,
had a good program, so.
All right. Well, we're ready to send people over to the ball game. It looks like it's going to kick off in about 8 minutes. Give people time to get their computers straightened out there. You get the last word, Tren. What do you say?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. We'll see you next week.